She lived.
Thank God.
I can tell you now, I thought she wouldn't.
Nonsense. The child's a Keller. She has the custom.
Knocking down Captain Keller's fence again.
And isn't there anything else we should do?
With stronger fences.
Just let her get love. She knows how to do it better than we do. These things come and go in infants. You never know why. I call it acute congestion of the stomach and brain.
I'll see you to your buggy, doctor.
I've never seen a baby more vitality. That's the truth.
Don't you cry. You've been trouble enough. Call it acute congestion indeed. I don't see what's so cute about a congestion just because it's yours. We'll have your father write an editorial in his paper. The wonders of modern medicine. They don't know what they're curing even when they cure it. Men, and their mad sparrows. We women will have to. Helen? Helen! Captain! Captain, will you come? Helen!
Katie, what's wrong?
Look!
What? She's well. She just needs time to.
She can't see. Look at her eyes. She can't see.
Helen.
Or hear. When I screamed, she didn't blink. Not an eyelash.
Helen! Helen!
She can't hear you.
Helen!
I'm gonna cut off this doctor's leg. 1, 2, now then.
Why are you cutting off the doctor's legs?
I'm gonna give him an operation. Now I'm gonna cut off his arms. 1, 2, now I'm gonna fix up. You stop that.
Cut off the stomach. That's a good operation.
No, I'm gonna cut off his head. He got a bad cold.
Imagine what a doctor gonna be like when you keep cutting off his limbs. Trying to finish with all those operations.
What'd you do, bite her hand?
That's how I do. She can put her fingers in my mouth. I just might bite him off.
What's she trying to do now?
She's trying to talk. Like you and me. Look at her trying to talk.
You stop that. You just sit quiet and you.
Helen! Mama, we have the scissors.
She only dug Martha's eyes out. Almost dug. No point worrying until it happened, is there?
How does she stand it? Why haven't you seen this Baltimore man? It's not a thing you can let go on and on like the weather.
Well, the weather here doesn't ask permission of me, Aunt Ev. Speak to my father.
Arthur, something ought to be done for that child.
A refreshing suggestion. What?
Why, that very famous oculist in Baltimore I wrote you about. What was his name? Dr. Chisholm. Yes, I've heard of lots of cases of blindness people thought couldn't be cured. He's cured. He just does wonders. Why don't you write to him?
I've stopped believing in wonders.
I think the captain will write to him soon. Won't you, Captain?
No.
Money after bad or bad after good or bad after
Well, if it's
bad.
just a question of money, Arthur, now you're a marshal. You have this Yankee money. You might as well.
Not money. The child's been to specialists all over Alabama and Tennessee. If I thought if you were good, I'd have her every fool doctor in the country.
I think the captain will write to him soon.
Katie, how many times can you let them break your heart?
Any number of times.
What, child?
As long as there's the least chance for her to see or hear or...
There isn't. No, I must finish here.
I think with your permission, Captain, I'd like to write.
So no, Katie.
Like, writing does no harm, Arthur. Only a little bitty letter to see if he can help her.
He can't.
You won't know that to be a fact until after you write.
Katie, he can't.
Father stands up, that makes it a fact.
You be quiet! Sometimes you're enough here by the females without your impudence. Katie, might as well try and work at a hen yard as in this house.
You really ought to put her away, Father.
What?
Some asylum, it's the kindest thing.
Why, she's your sister, James, not a nobody.
half sister and half mentally defective. She can't even keep herself clean. It's not pleasant to see her about all the time.
Do you dare complain about what you can see?
This discussion is at an end. Thank you not to broach again, Ev. House is at 6s and 7s from morning till night over the child. Least we can do is pay some attention to Mildred here instead.
You wake her, Captain.
I want some peace in this house. I don't care how, but one way we won't have it is by rushing up and down the country every time somebody hears of a new quack. Now, I'm as sensible to this affliction as anyone else. Hurts me to look at the girl.
It was not our affliction I meant you to write about, Captain.
Helen, my buttons!
Eyes? She wants the doll to have eyes.
My goodness me, I'm not decent.
She doesn't know any better, Ev. I'll sew them back on.
She never learned with everyone letting her do anything. She takes it into her mind. And just,
You be quiet.
what did I say
You
now?
talk too much.
I was agreeing with you.
Whatever it was. Deprived child. At least she can have the little things she wants.
Well, it's worth a couple of buttons, Kate. Look, this child has more sense than any of these men, Kellers. If there's any way to reach that mind of hers.
Helen!
Helen! Helen, you're not to do such things. How can I get you to understand? How can I get it through your head, my dear?
Kate, so we're teaching an iota of discipline. Has to be.
How are you to discipline an afflicted child? Was it her fault?
I didn't say it was her fault.
Then whose? I don't know what else to do. How am I to teach her? Beat her till she's black and blue?
It's not safe when they run around loose. Some way of confining her. Has to be.
Where? In a cage? She's a growing child. She needs to use her limbs.
Answer me this. Is it safe to Mildred here?
Are you willing to put her away?
Now what?
She wants to talk. She wants to be like you and me. Every day she slips further away. I don't know how to call her back.
Why, I've a mind to take the child up to Baltimore myself. If that doctor can't help her, maybe, just maybe, he'll know someone who can.
All right, the man, Katie.
Who could do nothing for the girl, of course. It was Dr. Bell who thought she might somehow be taught. I've written a family that only a suitable governess, Miss Annie Sullivan, has been found here in Boston, and will come. It will no doubt be difficult for you there, Annie. But it has been difficult for you at our school, too. Gratifying? Yes. When you first came to us, I could not even spell your name. To accomplish so much here in a few years. But always an Irish battle for independence. This is my last time to counsel you, Annie. And you do lack some, by some I mean all, what tact, talent to bend to others. And what has saved you on more than one occasion here at Perkins is that there is nowhere else to expel you to. Your eyes hurt?
My ears, Mr. Ananios.
Nowhere but back to Tewksbury, where children learn to be saucy. Annie, I know how dreadful it was there, but that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection.
What?
Well, he keeps digging up that battle.
That is not a proper thing to say, Annie. That is what I mean.
Yes, but I know what I'm like. What's this child like?
Like,
Well, brighter dull to start off.
no one knows. And if she is dull, you have no patience with this?
Oh, and run-ups you have to, Mr. Ananios. In children, it seems a little precocious. Can I use that word?
Only if you can spell it.
Premature. So I hope at least she's a bright one.
Deaf, blind, mute, who knows? She is like a little safe, locked, that no one can open. Perhaps there's a treasure inside.
Maybe it's empty too.
Possibly. I should warn you, she is much given to tantrums.
Means something is inside. Well, so am I, if I believe all I hear. Maybe you should warn them.
Annie, I wrote them no word of your history. You will find yourself among strangers who know nothing of it.
Well, we'll keep them in a state of blessed ignorance.
You should tell them.
Why? I have enough trouble with people who don't know.
So they will understand when you have trouble.
The only time I have trouble is when I'm right. Is it my fault it's so often? I won't give them trouble, Mr. Nanya. I'll be so ladylike they won't realize I've come.
Annie, be humble. It is not as if you have so many offers to pick and choose from. You'll need their affection working with this child.
I hope I won't need their pity.
We can all use some pity. So, you're no longer our pupil. We throw you into the world a teacher, if the child can be taught. No one expects you to work miracles, Annie, even for $25 a month. Now, in this envelope, a loan for the railroad, which you will repay me when you have a bank account. And in this box, a gift with our love. I think other friends are ready to say goodbye.
Mr. Nanyos, what should I say? I'm an ignorant, opinionated girl, and everything I am I owe to you.
That is only half true, Annie.
Which half? I crawled here like a drowned rat. I thought I died when Jimmy died, and I never again come alive. And you say with love so easy, but I haven't loved a soul since, and I never will, I suppose. But this place gave me more than just my eyes back, or taught me how to spell, which I'll really never learn. But with all the fights and trouble I've been here, it taught me what help is, and how to live it again. I don't want to say goodbye. Don't open the door, I'm crying.
They will not see Annie. Children?
Annie?
Here, Beatrice.
Annie, guess what? There's a going away present. We have a going away present for you, Annie.
Oh no, you shouldn't have.
Yes, Annie, you did. Yeah. Oh, Alice, is it? Alice? Where's Alice? Here it is. Where? Here. Oh.
I have it, everybody. Should I open it?
Yeah. Is it open?
It's open.
It's for your eyes, Annie.
Yeah, Mrs. Hopkins said you should wear it because your eyes hurt since the operation.
And you're going where the sun is fierce.
I'm putting them on now.
Don't go, Annie, where the sun is fierce.
So do they fit all right?
Oh, my eyes feel 100% better already.
Are they pretty, Annie? Yeah.
Pretty? Why? Do you know how I look in them? Splendid twins, like a racehorse.
There's another present. It's for Helen. Beatrice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We took up a collection to buy it. Yeah, and Laura dressed it. So be sure to give it to Helen from us, Andy. Yeah.
I promise it'll be the first thing I give her. If I don't keep it for myself, that is. You know I can't be trusted with dolls.
Don't go, Annie. To her.
Sarah, dear, I don't want to go.
Then why are you going?
Because I'm a big girl now, and big girls need to earn a living. It's the only way I can. But if you don't give me a smile first, I'll just have to. Take you in my suitcase instead, and bring you to Alabama.
She'll fit.
Come, children, let's get Annie's luggage into her carriage and Annie onto her train, or else no one will go to Alabama.
Alice, sir. Hurry up.
Come on.
Go.
Come on. What is it? Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Bye, Annie. Bye, Annie. Ow, hurry up.
Careful, children.
Where are we going, Annie?
Jimmy,
Where are we going?
I said I'm taking care of you.
Forever and ever?
Annie Sullivan, age 9, virtually blind. James Sullivan, age 7. What's the matter if you like, Sonny?
Forever and ever.
Can't he walk without the crutch? Girl goes to the women's ward, boy to the men's.
Annie, don't let them take me. Annie!
Annie!
Annie, are you coming?
Coming.
Not the least that a Jimmy go by himself. You've been poking that garden all day. You ought to rest your feet. Can't wait to see her, Viney. Maybe she ain't gonna be on display neither. And maybe she is. And maybe she ain't. And maybe she is. Where's Helen? Oh, she's upstairs, smelling around. She knows something funny's going on. Let her have her supper as soon as Mildred's in bed. And when the captain comes, let him know that we'll be delayed tonight. Again? We do not have to say again. Simply delayed will do. I mean, that is what he's going to say. What? Again? Yes, we're expecting someone. Someone for my Helen. Oh dear. This was clean not an hour ago. Here. For while I'm gone. I don't think one peppermint drop will spoil your supper.
Jimmy,
Sir,
don't dress like the usual boy.
I'm not. It's for Miss Sullivan.
Me and keep holding up the porch. Got one post for that. I asked if you saw that those strawberry plants were looked after for this evening.
I'm seeing your Mrs. Keller instead to the station.
Mrs. Keller, must you always speak of her as though you haven't met the lady?
Mother. I said mother.
Captain,
Evening, my dear.
we're off to meet the train captain. Supper will be a trifle delayed.
What, again?
With your permission, Captain. What do you want, honey? Your mama? I guess one little tea cake before supper ain't worth giving you your appetite.
She's gone. She's gone. My son and I don't get along. You don't know I'm your father. Nobody likes me. And supper's delayed. Here, run to the sick end. One nibble, sweets, can't do that much harm.
Captain Keller, now how am I going to get her to eat her supper if you fill her up with that trash?
Tend to your work.
So many trains with
I'm
others.
James Keller.
James, I had a brother named Jimmy. Are you Helen's?
I'm only half a mother. You're to be her governess?
Well, try.
You look like half a governess. Miss Keller, Miss Sullivan.
We've met every train for 2 days.
I change trains every time they stopped. The man that sold me that ticket ought to be
You have
tried
a
for the
trunk,
trunk.
Miss Sullivan.
Yes. You didn't bring Helen. I was hoping you would.
No, she's home.
So you live far from here, Mrs. Keller?
Only a mile.
Well, I suppose I can wait another mile. But don't be surprised if I get it to push the horse.
Helen's waiting for you too. There's been such a bustle in the house lately. She's expecting something. Heaven knows what. I expected a desiccated spinster. You look very young.
You should have seen me before I left Boston. I got older on this trip.
I mean, to teach anyone as difficult as Helen.
Well, try. They can't put you in jail for trying.
Is it possible even to teach a deaf, blind child half of what an ordinary child learns? Has that ever been done?
Half.
10?
No. An ordinary child? No, never. Dr. Howell did wonders. As I was going over his reports, I realized he never treated them like children, or like eggs everybody was afraid to break.
May I ask how old you are?
Well, I'm not my teens, you know. I'm 20.
Oh, 20.
Mrs. Keller, note your last part, because I'm not on my last legs. Got 3 big advantages over Dr. Howell that money can't buy you. One is I got all his books behind me. I read everything he has to say on this matter. Let's just say he's not a man you would call a few words. Another thing is to be young, I got the energy to do anything. Third is, I've been blind.
Advantages.
Well, some have the luck of the Irish, so do not.
What will you try to teach her first?
First, last, and in between, language.
Language?
Language is to the mind as light is to the eyes. Dr. Howe said that.
Language. We can't get through to teach her to sit still. And you're very young, but despite your years, you seem to have much confidence. Are you inside?
Well, if I'm being honest, inside I'm shaking like a baby's rattle.
Don't be, Miss Annie. We'll do all we can to help you feel at home. Please don't think of us as strangers.
Strangers aren't so strange. I've known them all my life.
Captain Caleb! Captain Caleb! She sure enough came, Captain.
Welcome to Ivy Green, Miss Sullivan. Take it you are Miss Sullivan.
Miss Annie, my husband, Captain Keller.
Captain, how'd you do?
Pleasure to see you at last. I trust you're having an agreeable journey.
Well, I had several. When did this country get so big?
Remember she liked to jump flying.
Anywhere Miss Sullivan could get at it, I imagine.
Yes, please. Where do I see Helen?
In the hall, Jimmy.
We put you in the upstairs corner room, Miss Annie. If there's any breeze this summer, you'll feel it.
Have a suitcase?
I'd like it, thank you.
Not at all. I have it. Miss
Let me.
Miss Sullivan, you'll find it this
I'd like
the
it.
woman next to you.
I have something in there for Helen. Thanks. When do I see her?
There. There's Helen.
Katie,
Well,
it's very rough, Katie.
I like her, Captain.
Certainly weird. Surely your kind of young woman in the north. How old is she?
Oh, she's not in her teens, you know.
She's a child. What's her family like shipping her off alone this far?
Couldn't learn. She's very closed-mouthed about some things.
Why does she wear those glasses? I like to see a person's eyes.
For the sun. She was blind.
Blind?
She's had 9 operations on her eyes. One just before she came, actually.
Blind? Good heavens. Do they expect one blind child to teach another? Has she experienced at least? How long did she teach there?
She was a pupil.
This is her first position?
She was valedictorian.
Here's a house full of grown-ups that can't cope with the child. How does an inexperienced, half-blind Yankee schoolgirl manage her?
Great improvement. Now we have 2 of them to look after.
Look after those strawberry plants.
And why say anything? Don't be long, Captain. Supper will be served soon.
All the trouble I went through, and I look like that. Right. So Sullivan, we're struck with doll. D-O-L-L.
You spell pretty well.
O-L.
Finding out if she's ticklish? She is. What is it? A game?
An alphabet.
Alphabet?
For the deaf.
You think she'd know what she's doing? She imitates everything. She's a monkey.
D-O-L-L. Oh, a bright little monkey indeed.
She wants her doll back.
When she spells it.
Spell it! She doesn't even know the thing has a name!
Of course not, to expect her to. I just want her fingers to learn the letters.
Won't mean anything to her.
D-O-L-O.
Doesn't like that alphabet. You invented yourself.
Spanish monks under a vow of silence, which I wish you take. All right. D-O-L-O. Oh! Helen, you little wretch! No one taught you any manners. Helen? Helen, let me out of... Helen!
Buffalo girl, you ain't coming out tonight. Coming out tonight.
All right. Don't worry. You're not lost. Just out of place. They'll find you. Ow! And toothless. Oh, it hurts.
It hurts, Annie. It hurts.
Keep that breath. Shut up, can't you, girlie? How's her body to get any sleep in this wretched
It
world?
hurts. It hurts.
Shut up, you!
You said we'd be together forever. You promised.
Jimmy.
Gravity's falling!
Annie!
Little girl, I must tell you, your brother will be gone.
Supper is ready. Jimmy, will you call your father?
Certainly. Father, supper.
No need to shout. You're pulling my heels off for an hour now. Sit down.
Certainly.
Viney.
Viney, Mildred went to sleep all right? Oh, see, that is an angel. And Helen had a good supper? I don't know. She did not seem to have much of an appetite tonight. Oh dear.
Couldn't say the same for myself. I'm famished. Katie, your plate?
But where is Miss Annie?
She's in her room.
In her room? Doesn't she know hot supper should be eaten hot? Go upstairs and tell her that supper's getting cold, Jimmy.
Certainly. I'll get a ladder.
What?
Shouldn't take me long. I'll need a ladder.
What shouldn't take you long?
She's locked in her room.
Locked?
What
And-
on earth are you talking about?
Helen locked her in and made off with the key.
And you sit here and say nothing?
Well, everyone's been telling me not to say anything.
Viney! Misty, go look in back of Helen. See if she has the key.
She's out by the pump. Miss Sullivan, are you in there?
In here, Captain Keller.
Is there no key on your side?
If there was a key here, I wouldn't be in here. Helen took it. The only thing on my side is me.
Miss Sullivan, I'm not even in the house 10 minutes. I don't see how you managed it.
And even I'm not on my side.
Viney, put the food back in the oven.
She doesn't have the key.
Nonsense. She must have the key. Did you search her pockets?
Yes, she doesn't have it.
Katie, she must have the key.
Would you like to search her yourself, Captain?
No, I would not prefer to search her. She almost took off my kneecap earlier today when I tried merely to. Take that ladder back.
She could have hidden the key.
Where?
Anywhere. Under a rock, in the flower bed, in the grass.
I cannot plow up the entire ground just to find a missing key. Jimmy!
Sir?
Bring me a ladder.
Certainly.
What is Milky doing up? Captain Peppermint, all of them coloring.
Miss Sullivan,
You're Captain Keller.
come out.
I don't see how I can.
I intend to carry you. Just grab onto my shoulders and hold tight.
That's very chivalrous of you, but I really prefer
Miss Sullivan, what was I say?
Captain Keller. I'm perfectly able to go down the ladder under my own
Ah!
power.
Your step.
The wind is too loud.
good. Good job!
I'm sorry to inconvenience you with this.
No inconvenience other than getting the door taken down and the lock replaced if we fail to find that key.
I'll look everywhere for it.
Just don't look in any rooms that might be locked. There.
Thank you very much.
Go! Go! Back to your work! What are you looking at here? There's nothing here to see. Can we eat supper like normal people for once? Wow!
Riley,
Might as well leave the L-A-B-E-R.
You devil! Think I'm so easily gotten rid of? Well, got a thing or two to learn. First, I have nothing else to do, and nowhere to go. The biggest problem I have is how to control her without breaking her spirit. I-N-K. Ink. It has a name. Right. Down. Under. Up. And be careful of the needle. All right, you keep out of the ink, and I'll keep out of the soup. These lots are her handiwork. All right. Let's try temperance. Bad girl. Good girl. Very good girl. See? Okay.
what are you spelling to her?
Oh, I was just making pleasant conversation, saying it was a sewing card.
But does that mean that to her?
No, she won't understand what a word is until she understands what spelling is, but then, yeah.
Yet you keep spelling to her. Why?
I like to hear myself talk.
Captain says it's like spelling to the fence post.
Does he now?
Is it?
It's like how I watch you talk to Mildred.
Mildred?
Any baby. Gibberish? Grown-up gibberish. Baby talk gibberish. Do they understand any of it to start off? Somehow they do, if they hear it. I'm letting Helen hear it.
Other children are not impaired.
Oh, there's nothing impaired with that mind. It works like a mousetrap.
But after a child hears how many words, Miss Annie? 1,000,000?
Yes, no mother's ever minded enough to count.
What did she spell?
I spelled card, she spelled cake. No, doesn't mean anything. Just a finger gang.
I should like to learn those letters, Miss Annie.
Well, I'll teach you tomorrow morning. That makes 500,000 each.
It's her bedtime.
Out!
I am sorry, Miss Annie.
Why, she get a reward for stabbing me?
Well, we catch our flies with honey, I'm afraid. And we haven't the heart to do much else. So many times she simply cannot be compelled.
Yes, I'm the same way myself. The more I think, the more certain I am that obedience is the gateway in which knowledge enters the mind of a child. Breakfast ready?
Well, shouldn't we give down his dues? The fact is, we lost his house 2 years earlier when you thought us getting good.
Our thought is a peculiar word for a butcher.
Harness maker, wasn't he?
He said butcher. The only virtue he had as a soldier was his numbers, and he led them to slaughter without so much regard for so many sheep.
Well, okay. Well, even if in that sense he wasn't butcher, the fact
And
is...
a drunken one, half the war.
Agreed, Father. Don't be upset, you guys. I can't
Well,
argue.
Jimmy, what do you find to admire in such a man, the butchery or the drunkenness?
Only the fact that he beat us.
He didn't.
Is it your contention that we won the war?
He didn't beat us at Vicksburg. We lost Vicksburg because Pemberton gave Bragg 5,000 of his cavalry, and Loring, whom I personally knew to be a nincompoop before you were born, marched away from Champion's Hill with enough men to have held him.
I would have said we lost Vicksburg because Grant was the only thing no Yankee general had before him.
Drunk, I doubt it.
Obstinate.
Obstinate. Can any of them even compare to that of old Stonewall? If he were there, we'd still have Vicksburg.
Well, the butcher simply wouldn't give up. He tried 4 ways of getting around Vicksburg, and on the 5th he did. Anyone else would have pulled north and just...
He wouldn't have got around Vicksburg if he had a Southerner command instead of a half-breed Yankee traitor like Pemberton. What's the matter there?
Miss Annie, you see she's accustomed to taking anything she likes from our plate.
Yes, but I'm not accustomed to it.
No, of course not. Viney!
Give her something, Jimmy. Quieter.
Table manners are the best she has. Well,
Let her this time, Miss Sullivan. It's only if we'll get any adult conversation if my son's half merits that description. I'll get you another plate.
I have a plate, thank you.
Viney! Miss Annie, I'm afraid what the captain said is too true. She'll persist in this
Viney, can you bring Miss Sullivan another plate?
I have a plate, there's nothing wrong with that plate, and I intend to keep it.
you see why they took Vicksburg?
Miss Sullivan, one plate or another is hardly a matter to struggle with a deprived child about.
I should have a more heroic issue myself,
Miss Annie,
Now she's
please.
hurt herself.
No, she hasn't.
You don't know the child well enough yet.
I know an ordinary tantrum when I see one, and a badly spoiled child.
Miss Sullivan, if you had any pity in you, you would understand.
Pity for this tyrant. Is this whole house in a wind, since there's nothing she wants that she doesn't get? No, I believe Captain Keller. The sun won't rise and set for her all her life, and you keep telling her it will. Well, what would pity do for her when you're under the strawberries, Captain
Katie,
Keller?
for the love of heaven, please!
Miss Annie, please. It served to lose
It serves you right, that's all. It's easier to feel sorry for her than to teach her anything different, isn't
I
it?
fail to see where you took anything yet, Miss Sullivan.
I'll start now if you leave the room, Captain Keller.
Please.
Everyone, please. Old Stonewall indeed. Mrs. Keller, you promised.
I did.
Katie, will you step aside with me? At once, please.
Out, please.
It takes all summer,
This girl, this cub of a girl, presumes. I have half a mind to ship her back to Boston on the next train. You can inform herself from me.
Aye, Captain.
She's a hireling. Now, if you don't make it quite clear that there's a radical change of manner, then she's back on the next train. Will you make that quite clear?
And where will you be? Well, I'm making it quite clear.
At the office.
What she was saying was quite intelligent. I've been saying it for years.
To his face. Will you take it to me? As a flag.
Good girl.
What am I going to do, Miss Kate? It's noontime. Dinner's coming. I didn't get the breakfast dishes out there yet.
You run along, Martha.
I can't wait out here a minute longer, Kate. Like, this could go on all afternoon, too.
I'll tell the captain you call. You heard the word Miss Kate say. Shoot, this is none of your business. Get out.
Say what you like, Kate. That child is a Keller. I needn't remind you that all Kellers are cousins to General Robert E. Lee. I don't know who that girl is. Why, the only Sullivan I know, and from Boston, that is, and I think twice before locking her up with that kind, is that man John L.
Give her to me, Miss Kate. I'll sneak around the back to the crib. This child never gives me a minute's worry. Oh yes, he's one is the angel of the family. There is no doubt about that.
What happened? She ate from her own plate. She ate with a spoon herself. And she folded her napkin.
Folded her napkin.
The room is a wreck. She folded her napkin. I'll be in my room, Mrs. Keller.
Don't keep on this, Danny. Supper will be ready right away. Folded her napkin. My Helen. Folded her napkin.
This soul, this blind, deaf, mute woman, can nothing be done to disinter this human soul? The whole neighborhood would rush to save this woman if she were buried alive by the caving in of a pit, and labor with zeal until she were dug out. Now, if there were one who had as much patience as zeal, he might awaken her to a consciousness of her mortal...
Annie, you there?
Hush.
Annie, what's that noise?
Just a cot, Jimmy.
Where are they pushing it?
To the dead house.
Annie, does it hurt?
girl, I must tell you, your brother will be going on a journey soon.
Annie! Bye, Annie.
Right when you learn how.
Don't tell anyone you came from here.
Yeah, don't tell anyone you came from.
Don't tell anyone you came.
Annie, it hurts to be dead forever.
Might awaken her to a consciousness of her mortal nature. The chance is small indeed, but with a smaller chance, they would have awakened her to a consciousness of her mortal nature. Mortal nature. And is the life of the soul of less import than that of the body?
Katie, you did not see when that girl after supper went to look for Helen in her room.
No.
The child practically climbed out of her window to escape from her. Whose every teacher is she? I thought I'd seen her after her worst this morning, shouting at me. Then I come home to the house all disorganized by her. Helen won't even stay 1 second in the same
What
room.
do you wish me to do?
I want you to give her a notice.
I can't.
If you won't, I must. Simply will not put up with her.
Captain, she folded her napkin.
Katie, what in heaven's sake is so extraordinary about folding a napkin?
Well, it's more than you did, Captain.
Katie, I did not bring you all the way out to the garden house to be frivolous. Now, if you see any point or purpose of her staying on here any longer,
Can't give her notice.
one of us has to.
It's not going to be me.
What could you mean to do it? Miss Sullivan!
Captain, Ronnie said I'd find you both here in the garden house. I think we should have a talk.
Yes! Well, come in. Katie,
Captain?
I first wanted to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. I am not satisfied, in fact, deeply dissatisfied with the manner in which
Excuse me. Is this little house ever in use?
in the hunting season, you will give me your attention, Miss Sullivan? I'm trying to make wages for you, because you come from a part of the country where people, well, women, I should say, come from for whom allowances must be made. So I decided, nevertheless, Miss Sullivan, I find it difficult to speak to you through those glasses.
Of course.
Why do you wear them? The sun's been down for an hour now.
Kind of light hurts my eyes.
Very well, put them on. I've decided to give you another chance.
Do what?
To remain in our employ on 2 conditions. I'm not accustomed to rudeness in servants or in women, and that's the first. There must be a radical change of manner.
And who?
In yours, young lady, isn't it obvious? The second is that you must convince me that there's any chance of you teaching a child that runs away from you like the plague to anyone else in this house.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless. I can't teach a child that runs away.
Then, do I understand you propose...
Well, we all agree that it's hopeless. The question is what to do next.
Miss Annie, I am not agree. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everybody else here does.
She learns. She learns. When she was only 6 months old, she could say water. Not really. Wawa. Wawa. But to her it meant water. And only 6 months old. I had never seen a child so bright or outgoing. Still in her somewhere, isn't it? Miss Annie, you should have seen her before her illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Miss Annie, put up with it. And with us.
Us?
Please. the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is her deafness or blindness. I think it's your love and pity.
And what is that supposed to mean?
All of you feel so sorry for her that you keep her like a pet. Why, even a dog you housebreak. No wonder she won't let me anywhere near her. It's useless to try to teach her language or anything else here.
Miss Annie, before you came, you spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there, and I can't tell you what I saw. People lived like animals, with rats in the halls. What else are we to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless.
Why, today I saw what has to be done. To begin, I want complete charge of her.
You already have that. It's resulted
Day and
in...
night. Needs to be completely dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air, yes, the air she breathes. Whatever her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. And it's the only way, and the only one that should be able to give it to her is her teacher, not anyone that loves her. You all have so many feelings that it trips over each other like lost feet. You won't use your chances, and you won't let me.
But what if she runs from you? To us?
Yes, that's a good point. I'll need to take her somewhere else.
What is your intention if I say no? Discharge your services to...
The asylum. Why, I grew up in such an asylum, the state almshouse. Rats. Why, my brother Jimmy and I used to play with rats because we didn't have any toys. Would you like to know what Helen would find there on visiting days? One ward was full of the old women, crippling, blind, and mostly dying. And even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to put them, and that's where they put us. Another ward was younger ones, where they'd have babies they didn't want. Another ward had prostitutes mostly, with TBs and epileptic fits, and some that went after other girls, and some just insane. And some with DTs. The other ward was full of the younger ones, as I said. But they'd have babies they didn't want, and they'd leave shortly after. They started at 13, 14. Well, they left shortly after, the babies stayed. Me and Jimmy used to play with the babies, but they had warts all over their bodies from diseases you're not supposed to talk about. Most of them died. First year we had 80, 70 of them died. The ward me and Jimmy used to play in was called the Dead House, where they could keep the bodies till they could dig the graves.
Oh, my dear.
No, it made me strong, but I don't think you need to send Helen there. She's strong enough. I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie, where would you take her?
Italy.
What?
Okay, you can't have everything. This garden house will do. Furnish it up, take Helen here after a long ride, so she won't recognize it. You can visit, of course, but she can't know. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
Captain, your permission?
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control over it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
Do you intend to starve her into letting you touch her?
She won't starve, she'll learn. All fair and love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies.
This is hardly a war.
Well, it's not love either. Siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you like the child?
Do you?
You could have a servant here.
I'll have enough work without looking after a servant. That boy Percy could do. You could sleep here and run errands.
I think we could let Percy sleep here. Don't you think, Captain?
Oh, and old furniture, all our own.
Captain, do you think that old walnut bedstead would be too...
I've not yet consented to Percy, or to your proposal, or to the furniture, or to you staying here. Very well, I consent to everything. But for 2 weeks, you have 2 weeks in this place, and if you somehow get the child to tolerate you, it'll be a miracle.
2 weeks? Miss Annie, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not. 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks in this place, and then we get our child back. Make up your mind, Miss Sullivan. Yes or no?
2 weeks to perform one miracle. I'll get her to tolerate me.
You can't think as little of love as you say, Miss Annie. Otherwise, you wouldn't stay.
I didn't come here for love. I came here for money.
Huh?
Egg. First of many. 26.
teaching, of course. You are bigger.
I'm not counting on force, I'm counting on her. The little imp is dying to know.
Know what?
Anything. From God's creation. I'll have to use that
Maybe
appetite.
she'll teach you
Of course.
that there's such thing as dullness of heart, acceptance, and letting go. Sooner or later, we all give up, don't we?
Maybe you all do. That's my idea of the original sin.
What is?
Giving up.
You won't open her. Why don't you just let her be? Have some pity on her for being what she is.
If I ever thought like that, I'd be dead.
You will be, my trouble. Or will you teach me?
Does she know where she is?
We rode her out in the country for 2 hours.
For all she knows, we could be in another town.
That's her sign for me.
I know, in 2 weeks.
Annie, please be good to her. 2 weeks. Try to be very good to her.
I will. 2 weeks. What did I get myself into now?
I don't understand it. Every intention of dismissing that girl, not setting her up like an empress.
Yes, what's her secret, sir?
Secret?
That enables her to get whatever she wants. When I can't.
She doesn't get anything
Oh,
Captain!
He's afraid. What does he want out of me?
don't you know? Everything you forgot when you forgot my mother.
What? One thing that girl's secret is not. She's not far one shot and disappeared. Mind what he says, Katie.
Captain, I'm proud of you
For what?
for letting this girl have what she needs.
How can my son be? He can't bear me. You think I treat him as hard as that girl does? Helen.
Perhaps you do.
He needs to learn some respect.
Do you like the child? How quiet the house is tonight.
No pity, no one have it. On either of us. I will touch you. How do I? Percy! Percy, get out of bed and come here. I need you. Percy! Percy, you awake?
No.
I was going to play a nice game. Helen, she's under the bed. Touch her hand.
Let me go. Let me go. She's trying to talk. She's gonna hit me.
She can't talk, if only she knew. She makes letters. I'll show you. This is A. A. She's mad at me now, though. She won't play. Here's another one. She knows many. C. A-C. A-C. Spells cake. She gets cake. Okay. She knows many words. Would you like to know another one?
No.
M-I-L-K. Milk. It's simple. This is M. I is just a little pinky. L. Why should I talk to you? I'm talking to Percy. L. K. Oh, jealous are you? Okay, stop where I can touch you. Touch and go. No love lost. M-I-L-K. You can go to bed now, Percy. You've earned your sleep. Thank you. And now I have to teach you one word. Everything. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns fast, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if the looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a building hose. And if that building hose don't fall, Mama's gonna buy you a curtain door. And if that curtain door falls over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. And if that dog named Rover won't bark, W-A-T-E-R, water. A. E. G. G. It has a name. The name stands for the thing. Oh, it's so simple. Simple as birth to explain. How do I tell you that? This means a thing. Oh, Helen, the chick has come out of its shell sometime. You must come out too. The only way out for you is language. To learn that things have names. Anything of it you can think of, anything you can spell. Your fingers can talk. This is mug. M-U-G. But it means this. It has a name. It has a name.
You haven't eaten, Katie.
Haven't the appetite. Too restless. Can't sit to it.
You should really eat. It'll be a long day waiting.
But it's been a short 2 weeks. I never thought life could be so noiseless. Or much too quickly.
C-A-R-D. Card. C-A-R-D.
Well, the house has been practically normal, hasn't it?
Jimmy.
Is it wrong to enjoy a quiet breakfast? Even you two seem to enjoy each other.
It would be more quiet without your tongue running every minute. Now, haven't you enough feeling to imagine what Kate has been undergoing ever since?
Captain, it's true. These 2 weeks have been quiet and normal, all you say, but not short. Interminable.
W-A-T-E-R. But it means this. W-A-T-E-R. This.
I
W-A-T-E-R.
am Miss Sullivan of a mood, of contention, though it seems...
If and when you're a parent, Jimmy, you'll understand what separation means. A mother loses a protector. You'll learn. Many different kinds of separation. Kate has been living with one for 5 years. The other is disappointment in a child.
The more I think, the more I feel inadequate.
Kate, I'm sorry I opened my mouth like that and let that fairy tale frog jump out.
No, it has been better for all of us.
I wish there was someone to help me. I
What does
need.
he want from me?
That's not the question. You need to stand up to the world, Jimmy. That comes first.
But he is the world.
And no one can do it for you.
Kate, could you at least be my friend?
I am.
My mind is undisciplined, full of skips and jumps and discerned, disinterested, disjoined, disinterested, disjoined. Where's discipline? What a dictionary. You need to know how to spell it before you can look up how to spell it. Disciple, discipline, discipline, discipline. Undisciplined.
What are you doing to your eyes?
It's worse than my vanity. I'm learning how to spell. It's like a surprise party. The most unexpected characters show up.
You're not to overwork your eyes, Miss Annie.
Well, whenever I spell to Helen, I better spell right.
How serene she is.
Yes, I learned to stitch yesterday. Now I can't get her to stop. She's so ladylike, she should her stars and eat with her fingers.
You've taught her so much these 2 weeks. I would have never.
Not enough. Obedience isn't enough. She needs to learn that things have names. She already learned 2 new nouns this morning, key and water, which brings us up to 18 nouns, 3 verbs.
But not.
Not that they mean anything, still the finger game, no meaning. Mrs. Keller, shall we play our finger game?
How will she learn it?
It will come.
How?
How does a bird learn to fly? You're born to use words like wings, it has to come.
How?
All right, I don't know how. I've done everything I could think of, everything I learned here. Keeping myself clean, stringing beads, meals, knitting, setting up exercises each morning. We climb trees, hunt eggs. Yesterday, a chick was born in her hands. All of it I spelled. Whatever we do, we never stop spelling. I go to bed with writer's cramp from talking so much.
I worry about you, Miss Annie. You must rest.
Now, she spells back in her sleep. Her fingers make letters when she doesn't know. And her bones, those 5 fingers know. Her hand aches to speak out. But something in her mind is asleep. How do I nudge that awake? That's one question.
No answer.
Except, keep at it, like this. I need.
More time? Here?
Spell it.
Because I can't.
Spell it if she ever learns. They have a lot to tell each other. Start now.
Miss Sullivan. I'm on my way to the office. I brought Helen a playmate.
Outside, please, Captain Keller.
My dear child, the 2 weeks are up today. So you don't object to...
Not until 6 o'clock.
Why, what difference is 1 fraction of 1 day?
An agreement is an agreement. Now, you've all been very good. I'm sure you can keep it up for a few more hours.
Sullivan, you are a tyrant.
Likewise, I'm sure. Now, you can stand there and close the door if she comes.
Doesn't she miss us?
Well, of course she does. What a wretch this unexplainable exile must be to her. Can you say anything different?
No, but please.
Doesn't she need affection too?
She doesn't show me she needs any. She won't have any caressing or...
Then what
But you're not her mother.
would 1 week change? I mean, you've already taught her constructive things to do, to behave like,
How do
to look like a normal child, more
I
manageable,
can't promise anything. All I can.
cleaner.
Cleaner.
Why, yes, we do say cleanliness is next to godliness, miss.
Cleanliness is next to nothing. She needs to learn that things have names. That the world can be your eyes, the words can be your eyes to the world outside her and inside her too. What is she without words? With words she can think, have ideals be reached. There's not a thought or fraction of words that can't be hers. You buy newspapers, Captain Keller. Do I need to tell you what words are?
Miss Sullivan.
Gertie is 18 now, 3 verbs in her fingers. All I have to do is push one into her mind, and everything under the sun will follow. Don't you see, whatever she's learning here is only opening the way for that. I can't risk her unlearning it. I need more time, another week, Sue, please.
Look, what is she spelling?
Water.
Teaching the dog to spell. The dog doesn't understand anything that she means, more than she understands anything that you mean, Miss Sullivan. I'm afraid to expect too much out of her, and out of herself. Maybe God didn't need Helen to have the eyes you speak of.
I meant to, Sue.
Agreement is an agreement.
Not up to 6 o'clock. I have her till 6 o'clock. Mrs. Keller.
I want her back.
Send Viney to help you back.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Go, Katie.
Not water. Dog. D-O-G. It has a name. Here. Water. Watch her. W-A-T-E-R. It means this. I don't know how to tell you. Not a soul in the world knows how to tell you. Helen, Helen. What's it to me? You're satisfied. Give them back their child and dog. Most satisfied. Everyone's house broken except you and me. Reach, reach. I wanted to teach you. Oh, everything the earth is full of, Helen. Everything on it is ours for a week and it's gone. Everything we are on it, the light we bring on it and leave behind is in words. Oh, I can see 5,000 years back in the light of words. And now souls in darkness, not even in the grave. I know, one word, and I just put the world in your hands. Whatever it means to me, I won't take less. How do I tell you that this means the thing? The thing stands for the word. W-O-O-L, wool. Or this. Napkin. Or this. D-R-E-S-S, dress. F-A-C-E, face. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. M-O-T-H.
Let her come.
Annie, you promised. You said we'd be together. Annie, you said we'd be together.
But that battle is dead and done with. Why not let it stay buried?
I think God must owe me a resurrection,
What?
and I owe God one.
Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever.
Miss Sullivan. I mean to give you this.
What?
First month's salary. Many more to come, I hope. It doesn't express how we feel, and it doesn't compare debt to you.
What have I done?
You've taken a wild thing and gave us back a child.
I told her one thing, no. Don't do this, don't do that.
You have time to teach her more.
I wanted to teach her what language is. I wanted to teach her, yes.
No, no.
I do know one thing. To do nothing but obey is no gift, and obedience without understanding is a blindness too. Is that all I wished upon her?
It's enough for us.
You can help, Captain Keller. Maybe. But all I don't know what else to do is simply keep on doing what I've done and have faith that inside is waiting.
Why should we wish to help?
You've been teaching her no is going to cost, and much pain and trouble. Don't undo it.
We'll try.
Because I will. As long as you can let me stay, this promise I will keep.
Agreed. We've learned something too, I hope. Won't you come now to supper?
Yes. Why doesn't God pay his debt each month?
I beg your pardon.
Nothing. I used to wonder how I could earn a living.
Oh, believe me, you do.
Oh, I really do. Now the question is, can I survive it?
I'm glad to have you back too, probably.
Evening, General.
What? Oh, the keys. Yes, I'll keep the keys. I think we've had enough of locked doors, too. Jimmy, will you say the grace?
And Jacob was left alone and wrestled with an angel till the breaking of the day. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. As he were wrestling him, the angel said, "Let me go!" But at the day break, and Jacob said, "I will not let thee go, except thou bless me." You're an angel.
That was a very strange grace, James.
Sucker muffins, F.
It's from the good book, isn't it?
Well, of course. Didn't you know?
Yes, I knew.
Roast Miss Annie?
Yes, please. Then why ask?
What I meant was it's from the good book, and therefore fitting grace.
Well, I don't know about that.
Miss Annie?
Please, thank you.
Well, I can tell you one thing. There's an awful lot from the good book I wouldn't care to hear about right before eating.
Well, it's fitting, because Jacob's thigh was out of joint, and so is this turkey's.
I declare, James.
Pickles, Aunt F?
Oh, I should say so. You know my opinion of your pickles.
That's the last of them, I'm afraid. I didn't put up nearly enough this year, but next year I can attempt to.
The Reverend came by the office today complaining about those hens that stopped
I
laying.
always suspected those hens.
Of what?
I think they're papists. Hens?
No. Okay, now you're pulling my lower extremity. The next thing,
Miss Annie.
No.
Miss Annie, please, it's a very special day.
It will be when I get into that.
What is that? Hurry, I can't welcome her home.
Captain Keller.
Katie! Miss Annie and I had a little chat. We believe that if we indulge Helen in these situations,
what's the
then...
child done?
She learned not to throw things on the floor and kick. It's the best part of 2 weeks.
But only a napkin. It's not as though it were breakable.
And everything she learned is. Mrs. Keller, I don't think we should play tug-of-war for her. Either give it to me or keep her from kicking.
What do you wish to do?
Let me take her from the table.
No, let her stay, my goodness. She's only a child. She doesn't have to wear a napkin if she doesn't want to on her first evening back.
And ask outsiders not to interfere.
Outsiders. I am the child's aunt.
Will what's hurt so much, Miss Annie? Made all of her favorite foods tonight.
So homecoming party, Miss Annie.
She's testing you, you realize?
He's testing you.
Jimmy, now she's home. Naturally,
Want to
she'll...
see what happens at your hands. Is this not what I told you is my worry? Is this not what you promised me half an hour ago, Captain Keller?
But she's not kicking.
And not learning not to. Mrs. Keller, teaching her is bound to be painful for everyone. I know it's hard to watch, but she'll live up to exactly what you demand of her, no more.
She's testing you.
Jimmy, no one wants to hear your opinion.
I have an opinion. I think I should be able to say it.
I'm interested. course she's testing me. Let me keep her to what she's learned, and she'll keep on learning from me. Take her from my hands, and everything will fall apart. Be bountiful, it's at her expense. Now, please pass me more of her favorite foods.
Take her, Miss Annie.
I'm afraid you're the problem, Mrs. Holden. Keep to what she's learned, you're quite right about that. But she is the guest of honor. She should be allowed to sit at the table just once.
If she was a singing child, none of you would tolerate one.
Well, she isn't. Please bring her plate back. Thank you. It's natural for a child to take some aversion to the teachers, and occasionally another hand has to come in and smooth things out. Shall we start all over?
I think we started all over.
Don't get up. Now, don't smooth anything out to me, and don't interfere in any way. I treat her like a singing child because I ask her to sing. I expect her to sing. Don't undo what I do.
Where are you going?
I'm to take her from the table. I'm asking you to refill this pitcher again.
You let her speak to you like this, Arthur? A creature who works for you?
No, I don't.
Let her go.
What?
I said let her go. She's right. She's right. He's right. I'm right, and you're wrong. If you drive her well, give her my dead share. Has it never occurred to you that on one occasion you might be consummately wrong?
Everybody sit down. Sit down, Jimmy.
All right, pump. No, she's not here. Pump. W-A-T-E-R, water. It has a name. Yes, my dear. G-R-O-U-N-D, ground. S-T-E-P, step. P-U-M-P, trellis. Mrs. Keller! Mrs. Keller! M-O-T-H-E-R, mother. P-A-P-A, Papa, she knows! T-A-C-H-E-R, teacher.
What does that mean?
Teacher.
I love Helen forever and ever.